Welcome to Great Talk and Entertainment. I'm your host, KJ, and this is the podcast where we review movies and TV shows from all your favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and much more. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Great Talk and Entertainment official channel, baby. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody, as we continue on for the new HBO Max series, The Last of Us. This is episode 9, and this is the season finale. So, again, this is a spoiler review, so if you have not seen the show, pause this, give me a thumbs up, hit the thumbs up button on this thing, because this will help my YouTube channel grow, / my podcast, and this will help me bring more audience who enjoy hearing reviews about shows like this or whatever new show that's out on movies, shows, or streaming service styles. So thank you so much, and go watch the whole Last of Us, and then come back and listen to this review, as I appreciate so much. And spring is on the way, so I definitely, guys, hope you have a great spring, a great summer this year with the warm weather coming. I hope you guys enjoy it and have a good time. So again, this is a spoiler review. You've been warned. Let's get into it. The season finale gives us a flashback of Ellie's mom running away from an infected person, and she was also pregnant, and as we learned, that was Ellie. And as she runs to this abandoned house running away, unfortunately, this affected person with the fungus bites her, and it also reveals to us that right before Ellie's mom was about to give birth, the person who was infected by the fungus bit her, and this what caused Ellie to be immune. So, for that couple of seconds, just before Ellie's mom physically gave birth to a baby Ellie, the infection, as quick as it did, man, it affected the whole body of Ellie as an infant, which is, I'm assuming scientifically, that could be easy and quick. And it's an interesting thing to do this way. And then we see that even though that Ellie mom killed the person who's infected, she was still being infected, which is very interesting, because I always thought that if the infection was going to affect Ellie, which makes her immune, I thought it was going to just skip Ellie's mom, but apparently this thing was going. And then we get back to a past of some old familiar faces, which is one of Ellie's mom's best friends had to put Ellie's mom, shoot her, and put her away, because if they did, she would just be a walking infected fungus, in which it sets the tone of what started this, what was the big fuss about Ellie. And to be quite honest, boy, this was a dark turn to see a somebody who was supposed to be your friend this whole time, and was the one to pull the trigger out of respect. But this is what we learned, that Ellie is literally a walking cure to stop this fungus. And I think that's really cool and interesting, because as we learn this whole episode, that they would have to perform brain surgery on Ellie, as we learn in this episode. And which I thought, if you really think about it, because I had to rewatch this just to kind of get a good aspect of it, to truly understand like the timeline from Ellie's mom getting bitten, and then learning that this has caused Ellie to be immune to this, and why everybody who was involved, from Tess to the fighter flies, and most of where Ellie and Joel were located in the first season, or well, not first season, but first episode, or episode 2 and 3, And it's just interesting that this whole time they were willing to perform brain surgery and take certain things out to duplicate, which can cause Ellie to death. Like this could kill Ellie, taking so much out of her brain, like muscle. I would assume it's like a muscle tissue or a muscle like a stem in your brain, as they explain it. And I just really, if you, that was such a dark turn. Like this whole season one was literally people low keying, and they tricked Joel because in this episode, we see that Joel was very like pissed off and shocked because these are the people that he thought he can somewhat trust. Uh, and if you really think about it, this was really, I think this is really an awesome thing to watch, to see how Joel was like, man, like, they went through all this stuff, and all at the end, they were gonna take Ellie's life to save thousands and thousands of other people's life. Now, we'll get into that a little bit, but it just shows that like this was like how society has become. This shows that how Joel and Ellie can't trust anybody. It's like them against the world, pretty much. And it really set up for season two, which they did confirm they are going to do a season two for The Last of Us on HBO Max. And I cannot wait, but as we learn now, Ellie's literally a walking target, and now they understand who's coming after them. And there's got to be more. I mean, that was just a small bit of people within this group who knows about Ellie, and we see that now we know like how the tone's gonna be for season two. But season one definitely set this up as a great season. The whole cast did an amazing job. Pedro Pascal excelled Joel's um, daring moment and display both his tenderness and brutality side because, um, boy, when he found out that what they were gonna do to Ellie, he changed. He went to killer mode, and obviously, boy, when he shot the doctor, because that doctor is ready to break. This shows like even like a doctor is willing to break their code. Like if you become a doctor, right? You pretty much take an oath, like you're not going to take lives, you're going to save lives, and he's willing to take some lives. But again, I guess this is the big argument of discussion about this whole review that we're about to get into, because it did come into a full circular moment where we see this was going to be the ending, and curious to see what's going to go on, because now we know that Joel somewhat lied to Ellie because she doesn't know what Joel did, and she doesn't know like what was gonna happen to her. She doesn't know that this surgery would have killed her. So it's very dark and turning, and now Ellie doesn't know, because you see that Joel knows that Ellie would have made that sacrifice. I think Ellie would have made that sacrifice. Um, and here's why I think that, because in episode 9, there's a scene where Ellie wasn't herself. She was kind of like in her thoughts, in her head, and Joel knew that because she's with the character from episode 8, David. What he was about to do really, I can tell, really, really traumatized her even more. And you're probably like, man, she's been traumatized since this whole season. Right, and I understand that. But I just, in this particular episode, I just see it as wow. And I like how they were showing how Joel, this is his tenderness side, that when they saw this giraffe, you know, Joel was trying to let her be a kid, like, and I know Ellie saw the giraffe first, but it was definitely an interesting thing to see that. I think Joel, in his mind, he's like, no, I'm gonna protect Ellie, and when he found out the hard truth, he's really gonna even protect her more, like a father figure would, because now he knows and he cares and he's gonna hide the truth from Ellie. And the truth is, Ellie, I think, like, again, here's why I think Ellie would have made that decision, because when she views this thing as, like, this can all end if I just make the right choice. If in her mind she would feel selfish to say, you know what, I want to stay alive and let everybody else suffer, because as far as we know in season 1, we don't know of anybody else that is like Ellie. Like, how many other pregnant women has been bitten before they gave birth to a child? That's the question now. So, in my mind, I think Ellie would have made that choice. But now I also think that Ellie is gonna, I think in season 2, I think Ellie's going to figure out maybe there's a better way without her losing her life, if there can be a such thing. Because as far as we know, for them to have this cure, they would have to cut open Ellie's head and get to the brain, which is the most important part, like one of your important organs in your body. Like, your heart, your lungs, but your brain is definitely, obviously, one important. But it just shows, like, I think, to me, Ellie is going to be the character that would, like, no, I would have made that sacrifice. And obviously she's going to be very upset at Joel. And I think in this episode when she asked, like, hey, everything you said about the fireflies, is it true? And he goes, yeah. But we know that Ellie's best friend, Riley, was going to be part of this group, the Fireflies. And she told Ellie a different version of how this group is. And you know what? This is a group that probably keeps secrets from each other. And the head honcho of the Fireflies knows the main truth, knows hides secrets from them. And it's very interesting to see that, where this is going to take. And obviously it's going to be based off of the video game Last of Us Part 2. But I just really, really like the storytelling of episode 9. The way they finally, because like I say, when it came full circle, it shows like how everything connected story-wise with if when you remember all the flashback episodes, it all kind of connects, because the simple conversations between Ellie and Joel really connected it and all made sense. Like, for example, like I was just saying about Riley joining it, but Riley didn't know that Ellie was immune, right? And so that's a secret that the Fireflies knew, that Ellie was immune, because Ellie's mom was part of this group. And Ellie doesn't know that. But now Joel doesn't know that. And so this all comes back to a first circle of, we know there's everybody keeping secrets to each other. So this leads to our question. Did Joel make the right choice? Or did he make the wrong choice? I would say, for me, who's been just a viewer, not as a reviewer, but just somebody as I much as enjoy. I honestly, emotionally, and I still to this right now, I think Joel made the right choice. Just as a fan, just as somebody who's been rooting for Joel and Ellie throughout season one, I've been rooting for them just because I've been enjoying the show, obviously. But to me, I think Joel made the right choice because there's probably another way, and I'm sure that the director, the producer, the screenwriters, and all them, I'm sure they're gonna come up with an idea, some stories, or an answer for all these stuff, right? And so I would say personally, I think uh, Joel made the right choice, but I'll play devil's advocate, and here's why Joel could have made the wrong choice. If you just based it off all the episodes 1 through 9, right? The reason why Joel could be wrong, if you look in the how the story's been told, is this is like this could have been the one chance to stop to save everybody. This could have been the one chance to give other innocent people from being infected. This could have cured some of these, but I also want to go back to like the idea of the ones who are more mutated. I don't think those can be saved. I don't think though. I think those are too late because I think some of those mutated creatures again. I don't. I think their body and the disease of this fungus has fully taken over the body. I don't think you can kill it unless you get rid of it early. And so, but that's this. That's if you look at it as if Joel's wrong. That yes, he saved a million more or a billion more, and probably lost a few billion again, or maybe 1,000. Who knows? But it's an idea, and then they would have to multiplicate it and make it a bigger batch. But it would have worked in some ways. I could see why Joel could made the wrong choice, but as just a fan, I just think Joel made the right choice because I think in theory that there's I think there's like I don't think that is I don't think Ellie is the true cure. I don't think that just because Ellie's immune to it, I don't think she's the one that her body has the formula to make something to cure people of it. But that's what I think. I think it has to be. Oh, I think it's like a plant. I think it's going to be some type of medicine. I think there's going to be like a scientist that's going to figure this out. That's what I think it may go. Because again, we have The Last of Us Part 2 video game, and they already confirmed a season 2, so it'd be very interesting to see this where it goes. But I don't think Ellie is going to be the actual cure. I think that they had an idea within only a few people knew about it, and because if you notice, nobody else knew about it. All the people they ran through, encountered, never knew about it. It seems like Tommy never knew about it. Tommy's wife, I don't think she knew about it, but I think there was something else. So that's what I think. But again, this episode is really good, and I really liked how this was all played out, and this really, you know, didn't leave no no loose stories in. It's just the big question is did Joel made the right choice or the wrong choice? And again, this is I think Joel did make the right choice just because I think there's more to this story of how this is going. This is coming from somebody, again, who's never played the video game of The Last of Us Part 1 or Part 2, which I may need to play this video game. Because I talked to a lot of people who have played this video game, and they have told me some stuff about how they compare episode 9 to it. And yeah, and I watched some videos that, has the video game clip and a clip of episode 9 in certain scenes. So I definitely get that. And what what I think is very interesting out of it is that this opens up to a bigger story, and I think season 2 to me is going to focus more on the effective mutated people who have this fungus inside of them, and because I think I just want to see more of those creatures. So again, this is a really great episode. I definitely would recommend anybody to watch this. I want to give this episode 1 out of 10. I'm giving this a 10 because episode 9 really had a really good ending to it. It was finally like the final chapter for season 1, and it really executed. It really executed it, and I think the video game fans who are watching the series, I think they would truly appreciate how season 1 ended. And I think episode 9 did not let down any high expectation. I think it exceeded and went above it. And again, if it wasn't for the two main actors who played Joel and Ellie, man, this show wouldn't be what it is. And you know what else I like to point out? I think it was really cool. The actor who played Ellie's mom, she is the actor. I forgot who the actor's name. The voice actor to play Ellie in the video game series, which I think is really cool. So it's like passing the torch in a way. Like, you just see the voice actor who played Joel, and then see the voice actor to play Ellie, kind of like pass the torch, because that game's been out for a long time now. So I think it's really cool that they kind of passed the torch. So, and who says they couldn't make a Last of Us Part 3 video game? But let's not get our hopes up, I guess, on that. So thank you for my review. Please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talk and Entertainment Official channel. Please subscribe, hit that notification button so you can always be updated with all my latest content. Thank you, and peace